everyone, it's Elizabeth from Fern Creek Stickers, and welcome back to another plan with me. So I am going to be planning the week of August 23rd. It is actually the morning of the 23rd right now, and I will be using the July mystery kit. So here is the A5 Daily Duo kit. So there's the date headers, the bottom boxes, and I have my habit trackers printed on here, and then the sheet with boxes and divider washi. And this is the freebie, and then I also I grabbed a set of boxes that were left over from one of the bigger kits too in case I need some extras. And as you'll see, this is a Rainbow Week kit, so I'll be color blocking each day and doing my best to do one color per day. So let's get started. Oh yeah, and I also have I have a bunch of scripts here as well. So I will lay down the base and chat with you and then go through day by day and fill in the plans. So like I said, it is Monday morning now that I'm filming this, which is not ideal, but that's okay. I'm getting it done. For whatever reason, the day just went by really fast yesterday, and then it was kind of overcast and the lighting wasn't great. So I just decided it was probably best to wait and film this morning. So Brian had to leave a little bit early this morning because he has some new employees starting, so it worked out well. I've got a few minutes before I need to get started on stuff, but in general, sorry, the garage door just opened and closed again and I was confused, so Brian must have forgotten something. But I'm also realizing too, these cut a little bit off center. You can't really see it, but I'm just gonna deal with it. Yeah, it's not gonna bother me too much. Let's see. So anyway, what was I saying? So, oh yeah, I don't even know. I'm just totally losing my train of thought here. So yeah, so Brian had to leave a little bit early, so I've got time to do this. And yeah, yesterday, the day just went by fast, and then it was overcast, and yeah. So this past week was the first week of school for me. All right, I'm already realizing probably need to have, especially today, I always have lots of to-dos front-loaded at the beginning of the week, so I'm going to have lots of work things for today, so I need plenty of space. Anyway, so yeah, this past week was the first week of classes for me, and so the first week that I had my team here running Fern Creek stuff while I was at work, and overall things went pretty well. There's a few kinks and routines to work out, especially with the person who is the newest to be hired and doesn't quite have everything down yet, but I think he's getting the hang of things, and I was able to give him some good feedback. So yeah, overall I think things went really well, although I do feel like I may need to hire somebody else because there's one thing in particular that's kind of fallen by the wayside that we did not have time to get to this week, and so I may need to find one more person. But overall things went really well, and yeah, I feel good about things. And again, I still had to, like this weekend I did have to do a good amount of work for Fern Creek, but I don't think that that's going to be normal. I mean, that's my goal, and I know that I might not get there right away, but my goal is to, once I get the team up and running, that really on evenings and weekends, if I'm doing Fern Creek stuff, I'm doing like the fun, creative stuff and not doing the actual making stickers part of things. So yeah, so I think this week will continue to go well, and I will have, for various reasons, people couldn't work quite as many hours this past week as they normally will be able to. So I should have some more coverage, and the new person get the hang of things better. So I think it should go well. And I guess the other thing too that's a big deal is I got so if you've been following along, you know that I got a sort of automated cutting machine over the summer, and I'd ordered a second one several weeks ago, and it came, and I got that set up over the weekend. So now I've got 2 cutting machines, and as long as they're running well, it doesn't take a lot more work to run 2 than to run 1. And even if you're having problems, the nice thing now is if one's having problems and you're like, I just can't deal with this right now, we can still be cutting on the other machine and not just give up altogether. So I think that's also going to help a lot with increasing our productivity and our output. So yeah, so I'm feeling good about things. This week teaching was good overall. It's, you know, it's going to be an interesting semester, I think, because COVID is definitely still amongst us, especially here in Alabama. Things are not great. Well, this week I would anticipate we get to the highest number of daily cases that we've had the whole pandemic here, and the hospitals are really filling up. The ICUs statewide are full, so things aren't great here, and our administration is sort of pretending that COVID is done, and they did decide to require masks inside, which I think is a very good choice. But yeah, one of my friends did remind me, like, you know, we all thought, like in June, that this was over and things were really looking a lot better, and so the administration did make plans for the school year based on how things were looking before Delta, which I get. So I'm trying to give, like, I wouldn't want to be in a position of leadership during this thing, so I am trying to give a little bit more benefit of the doubt to our administration, but there also just hasn't been a lot of communication from them, and things like, you know, they're planning for a regular football season, and all of that just doesn't seem like a great idea right now. So I did have a lot of students who were out this week because they either had COVID or had been exposed to COVID, and that just makes my job a lot harder. And so one of the classes that I teach is a large lecture class, although we do lectures on Tuesdays and then do group work on Thursdays. And I did say that if they're sick but feel okay, or if they're quarantining because of COVID, they can Zoom into their groups, which will hopefully help. But I realized I'm gonna have to start recording the lectures. I really didn't want to, because I want to incentivize students to come to class, and there is participation that you have to be in class to earn, but still, it's not a huge part of their grades. So I really want to incentivize them to be there in person, because the learning is a lot better that way. But I just, with the number of students that I had out this week, they're just not gonna, they're gonna fall so behind, or yeah, they're gonna fall behind if they aren't able to watch the lectures. And also, you know, I told students, like, well, you can make an appointment with me, or come to my office hours, or we can Zoom and I can go over what you missed. And when I offer that to students, most students just don't take me up on it, so I'm not too worried. But it's like, if everyone who was sick did take me up on coming to my office hours to talk about what we missed, I would be doing nothing except, like, reteaching the lesson. I think I just have to start recording the lectures, and it's not ideal, but it's kind of what I have to do to pivot and to make things work. But I'm a little worried about, I haven't checked my email yet today. I'm a little worried to see how many emails I got over the weekend from students who are sick. We shall see. So anyway, excuse me, this sticker is extremely crooked. Now I can't get it up. There we go. And our house is continuing to crawl along and make progress. The tile is pretty much done now. They got it grouted this week, and it looks really good. And especially a place like the kitchen, now we've got, like, the cabinets and the counters and the backsplash in, and I can start to, like, really kind of imagine it getting finished. But there's a lot of stuff that's just still really slow, and, you know, subcontractors are in high demand right now, and supplies are behind, so it still is going to be a while before we can move, I think, which is too bad, because I am ready to move and we are running out of space. So I had to move. I'll actually, later this week, I'll be putting a full office tour up on my channel, but I had to move stuff around up here to fit the new cutting machine. And the biggest thing was, I had this big chair that Brian called my thinking chair. So it's this big, comfortable, upholstered chair in my office, and I needed to move that to make room for the new cutting machine. And we thought, like, oh, we'll just move it downstairs. We thought, we'll just move it downstairs. There should be room in our living room for it. And I moved it downstairs and didn't realize, like, this chair is gigantic, and it's just been sitting in the same place for so long that I'd kind of forgotten how big it was. But it is huge, and there is not room in our living room for it. So now it's just in the way of everything. And there's another smaller upholstered chair downstairs, and I may just have to, it's much smaller and more lightweight, and I could fit it in the back of my car, and I might just have to take it into my office at work until we move, so that the other chair, there's at least kind of room for it. It's kind of ridiculous. And we do have a storage unit that we got after we got married, because we were like, you know, my husband and I we're not young when we got married, so we both had our own households of stuff, and we knew that we knew we were going to be building the house when we got married, so we wanted to keep, you know, stuff like, we both had a sofa, and we wanted to keep both of them. We only have room for one now, but we knew that once we moved, we would want to have both sofas. So we do have a storage unit right now, and but I really don't feel like moving that chair over to the storage unit. And also at this point too, it's like, we don't ever need to access stuff in the storage unit, so it's kind of a big mess. I was actually there yesterday because the new cutting machine, it comes in huge boxes, and you have to save them, because if you have to send it back in, you have to send it back in the original packaging, or else it voids the warranty. So I needed to save the original packaging, and so I already have the boxes, the 2 huge boxes from the first one in the storage unit, and I had to take the 2 other ones over, and I was like, there's definitely room in the storage unit, but it's just nothing's well organized, because we never expected that we were going to have it for this long, because our house has taken way longer than we expected to finish. And so we've just kind of been adding things very haphazardly into the storage unit, and it's a mess. So there's not room for the chair unless we really reorganize stuff, which, you know, hopefully we'll be moving in 2-ish months or something, so it's not worth it, but it's just, you know, I'm ready to move and have room for the business, have room to, I mean, I'm excited to, especially to be able to have, like, the Fern Creek stuff will be separate from, like, my office / craft room, so I'm excited to, like, I really haven't been able to do a lot of crafty stuff for myself, just because I haven't had space to, because my supplies have kind of gotten hidden, so that's okay, because, I mean, the Fern Creek stuff is definitely a creative outlet for me. Again, I don't need 2 of these on the weekend. Fern Creek is definitely a creative outlet for me, so it's okay, but I'm looking forward to having a separate space again for those things. So anyway, I probably say this every week, but I'm really looking forward to when our house is done and when we can move. That will be very, very nice. This kit, I think, is one of my favorite things that I've ever made, and I don't know, I don't like to bring back artworks a ton, mostly because there's always so much artwork that I want to use, that I don't end up repeating things, but I feel like this eventually might make its way into the kit, into the shop as a regular kit, because it is really, really pretty. And I also I haven't ordered them yet, but I actually designed some postcards with these designs, like with the full boxes from the regular kit. And I'm thinking about ordering a set of postcards and then packing them up and selling them in the shop, because I think this artwork is just really, really pretty. And I'm also excited too, because you'll be getting more details very soon, but I'm going to be offering an advent calendar this year, and I've finally got the theme figured out and kind of got all the details figured out for it, and I'm really excited about it. And it's something that I'd wanted to do before, but just hadn't had the time to, and this year I've gotten time to figure things out, and with my team, I think it's a real possibility. So, yeah, so it's always fun to be able to come up with new ideas and try new things, and that's really, for me, one of the best parts about running the business. Alright, so now that I've got the base laid down, I will go through the day by day and fill things in. And I have to remember that I am trying to color block this. So actually, let me go ahead first and I'll put in all my workouts on these. I'll make it really easy. I can just check off right on there. one thing that I have noticed, it's way, during the summer, like the days that I do like yoga, I like to like close my rings on my Apple Watch, and those days during the summer were sometimes kind of hard. You know, you have to go for a walk or something in addition to just doing yoga. But now that I'm on campus, I have no trouble. I walk a lot when I'm on campus, so closing my rings on the days I'm on campus is not a problem. Alright, so I've got my run, which I've actually already done at this point. That is extremely crooked. Let me fix that. Alright, better. Alright, so I've got my run, and then, let's see, I've got some meetings today. So there's a research project that a bunch of people, a collaborator of mine, and then some people in the UK, we've been talking about for a long time, and then the grant funding didn't go anywhere, and I don't know where that hair came from, but finally we have funding for this project, so we're meeting today to get that up and running again, which is exciting. And then, let's see, use one of these dots. I've got a short meeting with a couple of grad students to talk about what they need to do to finish up and graduate. Then, so let's see, so for Fern Creek, I'm going to need to edit and upload the plan with me. And then I've had a plot at the community garden, and I'm giving it up now. That's a whole other story, but I got it mostly cleaned up this weekend, but I need to finish that this afternoon. And then we're going to have a crockpot dinner, which is perfect because I'll be over at the garden like when I would normally be making dinner. So have a crockpot dinner, and actually I can go ahead and put that in. I'm just having trouble with sticking these straight today. Then for work, I need to do some lesson planning. I need to actually figure out how to record in my classroom, because for various reasons, most people had to do that last year, but I didn't. For the classes I was teaching, I didn't have to record. I ended up being all online because I had a huge class last year, so I have no idea how to do a video recording in my classroom because they've got built-in cameras now, and I need to do a little research today about that. I need to do some revisions on a paper. I need to work on a table for another paper. I need to do some grading. Fortunately, this is pretty easy grading after the first week. And I need to email one of my classes. Okay, then for Tuesday, I've got my workout here ready to go. And I've already got something in there. I need to renew a professional membership, and then I need to read papers that my grad students wrote and prep for the grad class. So the grad classes, I have kind of a basic outline beforehand, but then I finish prepping for them the day of, because the students write papers and then a lot of the classes based on that. So I always have to block out a lot of time the day of to prepare for those classes. Okay, and then nothing for sure planned there. I'm gonna have, let's see, I'll use this for class, even though class goes, oops. Good if I put that starting at the right time. Class is 3 hours long, but I will draw an arrow. class there. And then I've got class here. So Tuesdays are a pretty busy day, but it's it's nice when I have a long day on campus like this. It's really nice to have it busy because then it goes by quite fast. And then I'll have Bible study. I need to make myself some Bible study stickers. And the other thing are office hours in the morning. Yeah, so that is my Tuesday. Quite a lot going on there. Then on Wednesday, I will go running again. And then, let's see. So I'm doing a reorientation for the second year grad students, just to talk about what they need to know in their second year. And I have some pasta for dinner. And let's see what else. Yeah, there is a reception. I'm realizing now I have regrets about where I put that. I'm gonna have to move this down. So there's a reception for new faculty. It's gonna be outside, and they'll be recognizing new faculty from last year as well, which is nice. But I have a friend who was here on a visiting appointment and now has a tenure track position, and he's not in my department, but he'll be recognized at that, and the new people in our department will be recognized, so that would be good to go to. That's what I've got scheduled. And then I'm going to do an office tour, so I'll need to take care of that. And then for work, do some more paper revisions. Some lesson planning, and work more on getting things up on Canvas, our course management system. And then I also need to call some repair people. Another reason we need to move is our current place is like falling apart and everything needs to be fixed, so we need to get on that. We need to get on moving before more things can break around here. And then on Thursday, I've got class. Then I'm trying to think what I want to use for office hours, because they go, have like a group office hours and then individual office hours, so they go for a while on Thursdays. And I'll have yoga in the morning. And then things that I need to do. I'll need to work on listings. There's a mini release coming on Saturday that's really fun, so I'll need to work on listings for that. And Then for work, I'll need to work on some writing, work on some other writing, and do some reading for the grad class. And some lesson planning so I can get more ahead at this point. Oh yeah, and then I also will have small group on Thursday evening. Then on Friday, I will run, and I have a meeting. It's a bi-weekly Zoom meeting, nothing terribly exciting. And then I'll need to do some more writing. That's an always thing. And I've added a couple new work-related habits to my habit tracker. Do a little grading. And some reading. And so I'll be doing a lot of YouTube stuff on Friday afternoon since I work a long day on Tuesday and then I'll stay late on campus on Thursday. So I kind of work longer days earlier in the week so I can buy myself some time on Friday afternoons. And I think that's going to be a good time to do YouTube, especially because I won't have anybody working here on Friday afternoons. So I will need to film 2 new release videos. I'll do both the one for Saturday and the November release because that should all be ready by then. And I'll need to finish up the listings for Saturday's release, and also I want to prep my plan with me because it does take some preparation to do the plan with me's, and it's easier if I do those on separate days. And I will also need to make a grocery list. Then on Saturday, I will need to post the new releases and do laundry. I'm realizing too, earlier in the week, I also need to take my car in, and it's easiest to do that on Saturday. So I'll call on Thursday, and I should be able to take it in on Saturday. Then, let's see, my workouts, do weights, but not at 6 a.m. because I will sleep in. And then we'll have our meeting with our builder. And that's what we have planned. Oh yeah, and I also forgot too, it's a good thing I'm looking at my notes. I'm gonna have one of my friends come over for some driveway drinks on Friday afternoon. Even though we're all vaccinated, we're still being pretty careful about stuff, trying to avoid undue contact, so we're both okay with having some drinks outside. And oh yeah, and then I also need to film my plan with me on Saturday. And then on Sunday, oh my goodness, did I totally miss putting purple ones on here? I cannot believe I did that. Oh no, the purple, oh I see, the purple is, it's a different, it's like a violet, got it. Okay, I did not totally mess that up. So then we've got church. and some afternoon yoga, and no to-dos for the weekend for now, but there will probably be some that come up. So that is it for this week. Thank you so much for watching this plan with me. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you all have a great week ahead of you, and I'll see you again soon. Bye, everyone.